Hello traders, this is the December 23rd Monday night video, and as we're approaching Christmas, I wanted to do a little bit of since the markets are quiet, I wanted to do a little bit of a dive into traders mindset. So half of this video is going to be about trades and charts, and then the other second half is going to be about trader mentality. I'm going to provide some tips on what I think is useful and how you can be successful in the new year. And of course, always I like to tell everybody this channel and all these videos on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. This is just showing you what I'm doing. Of course, you have to take all your decisions into your own hands, trade at your own risk. And if you have any questions, please speak to a financial advisor. This video is not meant to provide any financial advice information at all. This is just my take on the market, and I'm not a professional trader. So with that said, let's delve right into it. We have the SPY chart up right here. This is the SPY daily. In my video yesterday, I said that we hit this 1618 retrace extension level at 3129 on the SPY, and today we just also kind of just went a little bit past that. We closed a little bit higher than that. Actually, we closed a little bit below that at 321.22. So that level is kind of still in play here. As you can see, this volume was not the lightest volume. We traded 53 million shares on the SPY today, so that's kind of on average for the median volume that we've been getting. It's not like the 2013s or the 14s where we were getting around 300 million shares a day. This is the average low volume, so I can totally predict this. Expect this behavior. We're going into the holiday break. We have a shortened day tomorrow. We have Wednesday off, and then Thursday, Friday, and then we get into the new year too, right? So it's going to be a bit choppy from here on out, but I do think it's still prudence to to say that we're going to trade higher and not lower. If we do trade lower, of course, there's some buying power. Like when it starts pulling back, I can start creating support retracements for you, but I will need for that to pull back. So right now it seems like full steams ahead on the SPY. Going to the QQQ, we also have just this little, not too much action today. You can see it was down just up slightly, 10 cents on the QQ. Not much going on here, so it seems like the market is on full excuse me, it's on full holiday mode already. So those are just the two major indexes. Maybe we could take a look at the Dow here. The Dow is kind of interesting. It was up on the higher of the stronger of the three indexes, and the one reason could be that Boeing was actually up today. It was up about 3% here, and that was on the back of news that the CEO was getting replaced. So it's getting a kind of a relief rally from the bad news of their jets happening right now. So you can see, the Boeing is a huge component of Dow, so that's why it could be driving the Dow to go up. And it's really not like too much thing I'll be worried about. Dow's going up higher than the SPY. It just seems that Boeing could definitely explain that. So I'm just here really looking to not trade Boeing either. The Moxie indicator is below zero, and that's just kind of a warning sign for me to stay out of it. I did get into a few trades today, and the reason why is I just wanted some exposure going into the year end and also the beginning of the year. On my last video I said that I really didn't want to take too much position, but I thought it was a good idea to take just a few positions to get into the new year to get ready for the up move that's happening. I'm not really having any hedges on either. So I'll just go through my trades that I put on today. The first trade let's talk about is PayPal. As you can see here, what I like is I like it close above the 200. I like the Moxie indicator above zero, guiding up and pushing above zero here. We had a nice elf shoe heel. So this is on the kind of when the move up. I like this bull flag pattern here, and I'm just hoping that it'll get some momentum here. What trade I did here is I did a you can see what I do here. I did a call debit spread here for the Jan 30s. I just did one share. I actually did two of these, so on my other account, and I did 109, 110. So I bought the 109 calls and I sold the 110 strikes. So my goal here is to just get a just get a fair move up to the 110 area. I'll get out. I have a close order. I got it around 53 cents each contract. I got two contracts, so I'm looking to get out around the 50, around the 80 mark. So let's see if they give me that in the next 2 days. So and I got it for the next week out, just in case we have some low volume choppy action this week. I think next week could be a good opportunity as well. The next trade I got into is JetBlue. I like JetBlue on the daily chart because they had this Mox indicator above zero. This price is kind of coming off the 50, and there is a squeeze building on the daily. So I'm really liking the squeeze play here, and this pattern, the 50s going up. I'm looking to get out around when it hits 20, like 1993 is the all-time high. So the recent high. So I'll take it off once it gets there. Let's just take a look on the weekly, see how that's looking. The week is looking great. There's not action. It's kind of just below 200, but it's going to start popping up soon. Any squeezes on the 15-minute? No squeeze on the 30-minute. No squeeze on the 15-minute. How about the hourly chart? No squeeze on the hourly. So this is just, at the current time, we're just playing the daily here. I like the pattern, so let's just see what will do for me in the next few days. If it closes below the 50 and the Mox gainer closes below zero, that's when I'll take my money. But I'm really looking to. I have a Jan 17 call option. I did a call option at 19, so a little bit in the money. So hopefully it starts running and I'll be able to take my profits. On the next trade here is DISCA, and this trade was it's kind of a short interest trade here. There's a pretty fair amount of high short interest in this stock, and there's a daily squeeze. So these are just the trades I'm looking at, and I think just having a little exposure here is not crazy. I actually closed my Momo trade here. I didn't like the action today. The Mox indicator is below zero. The squeeze fired to the downside, and this is closing just right above the 200 MA. Like, who knows? This thing could definitely rage from here, but just trying to be disciplined, and this is showing me bad signals here. So I'm just kind of taking it off the market. Since I've gotten some other longs, I feel like I could take off a few here and not get into too much trouble. I still have some exposure to the long slide, so I'm not really putting all my eggs on Momo to do anything good for me. If you're still in this, I got out, but the 200 MAs, if it closed below 200 MA, then I really don't see any hope for this. But since I was still above 200 MA, hit a few times. Since it's hit 1-2 times here, it all hit a bunch of times down here. So 200 MA is pretty strong. And if you're still in it, then I would make 200 MA my kind of line in the sand and wouldn't want it to close below that. So with that, that's kind of this ticker wrap up here. I have a few positions opened. I'm not looking to short or anything yet. The VIX is up a bit today, so it's not actually at these lows. I might even think if this comes down to 2 ATR, I might think about picking something up. But at the current time, I'm just looking to just stay slightly long and mostly in cash. The next topic I wanted to talk about is actually trader mentality. And what that means to me is when you're trading, you need to have a set of principles and focus so you don't end up doing irrational things or even doing things that are not according to your plan. Everybody should have a trading book and they should have a trading plan. So if you don't have a trading plan, I suggest putting some rules together for the new year so you can go back to your trading plan if something goes awry, right? To be honest with you, we're all emotional field. So when I'm trading, what my trading mentality is a mentality that when I'm trading, I don't let my emotions get in the way of my decisions. So I try not to make any decision based on emotions. I'm just a normal person. I have emotions when I'm trading. When I'm down on a stock, on a down trade, I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. But I just try to step away from it and go back to why did I get into this trade? What is my stop out? And is it at my stop out? We can't always, we're humans, so we can't be robots. So my goal is not to be a robot. My goal is just to trade closer to how a robot would. So if a stock is, if I'm down on a trade and I want to kind of get out if I feel uncomfortable, I will, let it. I will let it go until it hits until it hits one of my two stop out rules. And if it hit those rules, I just kind of like yank it out. And that goes along lines of if you're trading a small account like I am, you really it's like having losses is not a bad thing, right? But having trades that don't work for you is actually eating up capital and also eating up your time. So what I like to do is, throughout the week, sometimes I like to do on Fridays. I like to just come into my what I have in my portfolio and see what I can take out. What I did on Momo was that I've added a few plants to my. I see trading is like somebody. John Carter told me this, gave me this analogy that trading is like gardening, and if you have a garden, you want to go into your garden and take out all the weeds, right? So I kind of came in today. I planted some new seeds, and I had this Momo trade, which is kind of a flower that kind of has turned into a weed now. And I didn't want to infect the other trades, so I just kind of like took it and rooted it out. And this Moxie indicator will show you where the weeds are coming in. So once it goes below 0, it's kind of dying and it's weeding, unless it gets above, right? 2 days, 3 days, 4 days from now, it could definitely be above. And if it starts building a squeeze again, then I'll get right back in. So entry is always one commission away, but having bad stocks sit there is also not good for you, right? So you have to kind of take this mentality of like, okay, if a trade's going against me and if everything's working if the trade's going against me and I want to get out, it's like you have to look at like, why do you want to get out? Do you want to get out because you're uncomfortable or because there's indication signals telling you to get out? And it's always okay to take a signal to get out, but it's not okay if you're feeling uncomfortable to get out. So that's my idea of how I like to be when I'm trading. Some things I always try to think about is like getting enough sleep before the trading day, feeling comfortable, making sure I'm drinking water, I'm hydrated, making sure I'm fasting. I love trading when I'm fasting. It just helps me become clear minded. After I eat a huge meal, like there's nothing I can really do for at least 30 minutes. You can definitely go to meetings, you can definitely trade, but your mind at least my mind is not focused enough for me to do that. So I want to make sure that I'm well rested, I'm hydrated, I'm fasting, I'm clear, and I'm focused. So if you can somehow get to those points, I think trading will be a lot easier for you. Definitely has worked out for me. Is like I used to be all emotional about the trades, and after taking a few losses and after clearing my whole account and rebuilding it back up, I truly found that you have to kind of step away from the trade, follow your rules, and stick to your trading plan. So if you don't have a trading plan, you got to start one now. In the next few days, I'm gonna publish my trading plan on this YouTube channel, so y'all can review it. I'm just working it right now to make sure that it's fleshed out and exactly what I want for the new year. Well, and with that said, I want to let's talk about a few books that I've read over the course of my trading life that I think would be really helpful for people. And let's just go to Amazon right now. One of the books that really helped me was written by John Carter. It's called Mastering the Trade. It's this book here. It's a great insight into what a trader is thinking. This John is actually somebody I follow and I really respect, and he has a great ideology outlook on trading, and that's what I want to be too. I want to like kind of turn my head and be like him, and then just in the methodology that he looks into, just like a worldscape. He has a great way of looking at trading. He can, if you're trading and you're stressed out, it's good to take a break, read this book, and come back to it, and you might have a new insight, right? Another book that I'm going to talk about is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I just recently read this book, and it really helped me think about how I'm feeling when I'm getting into a trade and I'm getting out of trade, and some of the habits that I have that's not beneficial to making money. So this is one of the really nice books to read. I encourage people to go out there and read as much as you can, see different perspectives. And what I want for this channel to be is something like a trader community. So if you have any suggestions on what you like to read and what things that you like to do to get ready for the trading day, I'm super happy to hear it. Please share it with the community. With that will be the trading video. That'll be the video for the Monday video, and I hope everybody has a great Hanukkah, Christmas, coming up, and have a safe holidays. And I'll be hoping to hear everybody again, talk to everybody again this Saturday. Have a nice day, and good luck. Happy trading.